Today I'm talking about how do dark forces follow you? And then we also have group clearing today, the Well of Grief. This is the number 3 out of 4. Each one's a little different. So today is about loss of others and self. Alrighty. The whole dark force thing, it's like people, I have a lot of people that experience some kind of interferences under attack. Okay, they're like really severe, and people don't understand what's going on. Hey, Pri. So, if you don't understand, and you're going to feel like you're victimized and not understand why, maybe sometimes you think people are casting curses and spells and hexes, charms, whatever, which is also part of that. It's all inclusive of dark force stuff, but most of the stuff that's happening is coming from the past. Okay. So when you have these kinds of dark force interferences, it doesn't just go away. This is one of those things that has to be cleared and unraveled. Okay, agreements and contracts, oaths, promises, allegiances, and then also oftentimes the victims. Like for example, let's just say in a past life you got deeply involved with Satanism. You did sacrifices and you did soul capturing and soul devouring and different things that people do, and then you decide later, I'm done, I don't want to do it anymore. Okay, well, they don't just let you go. There's no like, oh, you did that, okay, you want to leave now, you don't want to be connected. No, you've taken oaths and vows, you've made allegiances and promises, agreements and contracts. Okay, so even though you decide, I don't want to, I'm turning back to the light, whatever, once you open that door, once you make any agreement, once you've utilized the powers of darkness, it's eternal until you unravel that. Okay. So what happens is, let's just say that in a past life here, also I want to just say this, everyone's done something. Okay. Everyone's cursed somebody. Everyone's, wanted to cause harm. People want power. People want to have control. It's like it's something that the human beings do. So a lot of people to this day are still using the powers of darkness. I know right now, I know someone who, is a great healer and does all kinds of cool stuff, but she still uses dark energy. Okay. And all those other things too, like all the hexes and charms and castings and curses, all of that is usually done with dark energy. Okay. People using the light are not doing doing hurtful, painful things to people. Okay. Now there are people who actually do hexes and charms that do different things to, help you get a job or help you get pregnant. There's a lot of different things that people are doing, but you don't need the powers of darkness to do those kinds of things. Okay. The light is the most powerful energy, but you're not going to use the light to do things like sacrifices. Okay. It's not going to happen. Okay. So what people don't realize is that you open that door, even one time, and I'm going to tell you right now, everyone has done something. Think about this. Driving down the street or road, highway, whatever, someone cut you off. Okay. How many times have you been with somebody that got mad and flipped them off, or said something, name called them or whatever? That's coming from a different energy. That's coming from a darker energy within. When you're connected with that light, you're not getting angry with somebody. You're not casting anything. You're not cursing them. Okay. But all those little things that you're not thinking about, or you're actually saying things like, I hope you run off a cliff and die or something like that. Okay. That's a negative energy, and there's power in it. Okay. Now, if you're someone who's literally been and utilizing those powers of darkness, that energy moves right through you because it's still with you. Okay. So, you curse somebody, and next thing you know, something happens. Okay, so then you feel bad. But basically, when you open those doors, which everyone has to some degree, you're bound to the powers of darkness. Now think about things too when you hate somebody, or someone does something, violates or betrays or whatever, and you have this anger, and then you get mad, and then you want revenge, retribution. You want to punish them. You want them to suffer. These are not coming from the light. These are coming from dark, negative energies within. Okay? So here's the thing. You got past lives. You open up that door, which we all did. And what happens is once you've opened that door and you start utilizing and casting and cursing and doing hexes and charms and voodoo and witchcraft and sorcery, wizardry, Satanism. I'm not talking white witchcraft. I'm talking, or even sorcery using light, okay? I'm talking using the darkness, okay? That energy, when you do that, you are literally bound to these energies. You're bound, okay? And then what happens is when you come back and incarnate, and let's say now you're not using that, you don't want to do that anymore, those beings don't just let you go. And then what happens, the more you pull away, let's just say that you were a heavy hitter, you did a lot of stuff, you did a lot of castings, curses, things of that nature, and you were like powerful. And then what happens is they will attack you. They'll interfere with you. They'll block you. They'll come into your body. They'll create health issues, money issues, relationship issues, every angst you can possibly have. They will be interfering and causing harm. Okay. So no matter what lifetime you've done that, no matter what lifetime you've opened those doors, they're gonna, you've opened the door. You can't close it. It doesn't close, okay, until you literally unravel it. It can be unraveled, okay, and it can be cleared, and you can be released and freed from the powers of darkness. So not too long ago, I was working with someone. This particular being, this particular man, I mean, he was a power hitter, power big, okay? But when I saw him, he came to get some clearing to help. And I'm telling you, he had all these creature beings all around him, attacking him, coming from all directions, all time, space, because this is what he did. He was all over the place, okay? And he was attacking. He was doing things. He was utilizing the powers of darkness, okay? That kind of unraveling is going to take time. It's not one thing. It's like, you don't know how long it's going to take, but you got to get all of it, okay? And then think about this. Let's say in a past life let's just say you cursed a family, or let's say you sacrificed something or a person or whatever, okay? The family or the friends or the beloveds, people who care about them, even friends, okay? They find out, and then everyone's wanting revenge. Everyone's after you. So not only do you have the powers of darkness following you, wanting to cause harm, you have all the people, the victims, and everyone related to the victims or connected to the victims wanting to cause harm, okay? It's not a simple little easy thing that happens when you've done stuff, okay? You're going to have massive amounts of energy in your energy field, in your subconscious. You can have, I've seen people bound with energy like nets and ropes and chains, and I've seen like demons in the energy field, demons inside. What's really a trip is when they're inside of you messing you up. Okay, it happens. So it's huge, people. People have no clue, what happens when you've opened those doors. And again, if you don't clean that up, if you don't release those agreements and contracts and set those energies free, then you won't be free from it. Okay. So, but think about this. You need to know, you got to get all the victims. Okay. They're friends. Clear them out. You have to do things where you connect with the peoples that want revenge, retribution, to punish you. You have to get those beings and help them to understand, the bigger picture. Okay. And then also I always let people see the new paradigm. That often helps a lot. Okay. And these energies, again, they don't just go away. Okay, then there can be creatures and critters. Think about all the different creatures that are in the energy of the powers of darkness, of dark forces, all the different types of beings, like dark lords. That's a whole different thing than Lucifer, you know what I'm saying? And all that devil kind of stuff. Okay, so there's all these different creatures and beings, not just in our dimension, not just here on planet Earth, but we've got stuff happening all over the place in other time, space, other dimensions, other galaxies, universes, parallels, all of it. So, if you don't get everything, you won't ever be free. Okay. You have to get all the pieces, all the components in order to be free. Okay. So we got a question here. Okay. We got right here. Whoops. Okay. So Juliet is asking, how do we free ourselves from this darkness? Okay. So I was describing it, but let me just get really clear on this. Okay. So unless you have the ability to really track your own self, and you know how to track yourself and how to find what you're looking for in your own energy field, the problem most of the time is that we don't have the ability to truly see everything in the side of ourselves like we can look at someone else, okay? Because we're emotionally involved with our own selves, okay? So if people are having a hard time, there's things you can clear a lot of stuff, but you may not get it all. And this is where I would encourage you to get help, okay? So the ways we free ourselves is, first you have to get a sense of, okay? You got a sense of what's going on here. Where are they in me? Are they in my body? Are they around me? Where is it coming from? Okay. When did this begin? Okay. It's going to be in past lives, people. There's no new stuff happening in this lifetime. Okay. Nothing. So you got all this old ancient stuff, many past lives, way back to the live stream, could be other time, space, and other dimensions. And you have to find, what did you do? You got to call forth all the peoples who want to hurt you, that want revenge because of what you've done. You got to clean up all your victims. Okay. So it's not some easy little thing, but you have to know all the pieces. We teach this kind of stuff in the fundamentals of energy healing, shamanic energy healing. So there's a program we teach. We'll teach you all this kind of stuff. Okay. So, it's like giving you information, that's good, but you're still going to have to put it into practice. All right. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. So I've seen more activity about evangelicals and delivering people from demons. Can you speak on this? Yeah. So think about this. In the Catholic Church, they actually have people that do exorcisms. Okay. They're trained to how to work with demonic energies, the dark demonic energies. That's a whole training. Not everyone does it. Not all your priests will do it. Okay. Now, some of the people, like what you were talking about, these are evangelists, these kinds of people, they're doing things like, think about this. A lot of the things that have to do with the devil, this is Christianity belief systems, okay? So we have these belief systems that we've created, and therefore we've created the belief in the devils and demons and things of that nature. They're using things like, using Christ. They're using, like, for example, when doing exorcisms, they use the Bible. There's a whole thing to do that people can do, so people can do these types of things. And are they getting all the different types of energies that aren't just coming from the religious demons, things of that nature? No. Okay, there's more than that. Okay, what they're mostly aware of, what most religions are aware of, are the ones like the devil. Okay, demons and the devil and Billy Bob and all the different names they've got for the devil. Okay, and all those minions. That, again, that's a religious thing. So we use those religious tools. We have crosses, we have the bell. There's just different things that we do to cast them out. Okay. But there's other, like I'm saying, there's more than that. So a lot of people are able to do this, but what's happening too is they're discovering more and more. Here's what's up. People didn't really understand the interferences. And just because you don't have a demon in you, you could still be possessed by other energies. Okay, so those are the ones that are, you can see that quite easily. Oh, they're possessed. Okay, oh, they got a demon in them. Oh, they got that. But what you're not aware of, what most people are not aware of, are the things that aren't at that level, but they're doing just as much negativity. They're doing just as much hurtful and harmful things to people. And again, why is this happening? Do you really think that some innocent is going to be attacked by a demon? Sorry, doesn't work that way. Dark forces aren't interested in your light. They're not interested in those who hold the light. They're interested in those who have been utilizing the powers of darkness, turned away from it, and then now they're going to mess you up. Okay, they're going to fuck you up. They're going to interfere with you. Okay, this is what people don't know. There is so much to this that people do not know. So, this is the kind of thing that, I've been tracking this stuff, working with this stuff all my life. Okay, even before I started, being doing professional, working professionally. We were doing this kind of thing as, younger people, my sister, me. Okay, we got another question here. This is kind of cool. I cursed my ex-husband because of betrayal. I felt very bad after that. Can I reverse it no, it's not. You don't reverse it by forgiveness. Okay. So you're going to have to unravel that. So you can reverse it, but it won't be by forgiveness. You have to actively retrieve it back, call it back. Okay. So that, that again, it's like, we're not going to be able to teach you all this here, but you can retrieve it. Okay. Part of it is you have to sense what you have done. See, checked out the energy. Where did you get the power from that? Okay. So clearly, you've got power within you, and that power is still the dark energy, which is what you cursed with. Okay. So that first for you might want to clean up your energy, clean up the energies inside of you, and then work with, help unravel or start to clear and release the energy, from your ex-husband. Okay. But it's, it's a dance that people are doing, and they don't realize how much you were affected. You don't realize that your words have extreme power if you're using the powers of darkness. I mean, you mess people up. You can destroy lives with that. Okay. Okay. What is this? People who use dark energies chose this experience as part of their. Yes. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Again, you guys, I know this is hard to grasp for some people, but there really is no good, bad, right, wrong. It's the soul evolving, co-creating. Okay, so think about it. What happens when a little baby, comes into the world, and if everything's just love and light, they're not going to know. Their expansion of consciousness, expansion of awareness is not going to be very big. Okay. It's through the intensities, it's through the dark things that we experience, it's through those deep, dark, black emotions of hatred and wanting revenge, where the big, big lessons happen. But this is how you evolve. It's like, you're waking up and you're evolving. The soul is wanting to, become godlike, to become one with creation. Creation, do you really think that dark energies are not of creation? Everything's of creation. Okay, everything. Even the demons have the light inside. Guaranteed. Okay. So yes, it's all a part of the evolving. But what's happening now, people, is we are finally coming out of all that blackness. Finally. Okay. And now we got the new paradigm. We're moving into the new paradigm, fifth dimensional being, energy opening, heart opening, more heart connecting, where it's more heart-centered rather than the lower chakras, life, death, survival, torture, punishment, blame, game, all of that. So we are definitely coming, the frequency of the planet and peoples is the megahertz and the vibrational frequency is raising. And there will be those who won't make it through the veils because they're not they want to hold on to negativity, or they're not willing to face their own darkness. Okay. Your own pain. So if you're not willing to do that, then you will be incarnated. It just won't be on planet Earth. Okay, you're still going to incarnate. So don't be thinking you don't be thinking you won't be. Okay, don't be thinking, oh, I won't come back. You will be back. Okay, you'll be back until you wake up. That's the deal. Okay, hang on, what's this? My friend's hang on, baby. Okay, my friend's baby is being attacked regularly. Does this mean that the infant carries dark life past life interference? Absolutely. Hang on a second. Aurora, hold. I can already see it, but just hold your friend's baby in your awareness. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So immediately I can see. Oh, hang on. Okay, the baby, this little precious little being. When I go back, why are they attacking big time? Oh, yeah. This one. Okay, the baby, very powerful. Like it's like a sorcerer. He's like a sorcerer. Oh, and yeah. He's got his entourage. He's got all these hua. He's got like these dogs. You know what I mean? Like he's got all these like almost like those dogs. What was that? Yeah, there's a particular being. It'll come to me. I'm going blank right now. But yeah, he's got all these minions. I can see him big time. Okay, but what happened was, hang on. So he held on to, he got really deep. Okay. He had power. Okay. And then he decided to start moving back towards the light. How many? So last lifetime, 1, 2. So this lifetime, that lifetime, 2 lifetimes ago. Yeah. 2 lifetimes ago is when he started, stopping that whole dance with the powers of darkness and started turning towards the light. Okay. But again, they're not going to release. This will go on until the baby is cleared, until these energies are released. Okay, you need someone skilled to do this. This is if you need help, we got David and we got my 2 guys who love the dark stuff. David and Michael, they love it. Okay, they love it. So if you need help, they're there. Okay, hang on a second. What? Abigail, yikes. I was attacked pretty heavily when I was pregnant with my son. Okay, hang on. What was this? He was healing my husband in the womb too. Played a lot of clearings while pregnant. Wow, good for you, girl. Okay, hang on a second. What's this? Can you create a free clearing for everyone to manifest funds for healings or call in a person who might be willing to help? Maybe she exists somewhere. Free clearings. Okay, well, you can put that request into my team, you guys. What you don't realize, even though I'm the healer, my team, I have a whole team. Okay, we have people that deal with the business. They're the ones who decide what we do and what we don't do. So you can put a request in to the team. You can send it to We Care, post it on Facebook or whatever, social media. Okay, so there's no way to escape from taking birth. What? So there's no way to escape from taking birth. Is there an end to it where I finally merge with Source? Oh, got it. Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it what you're saying. Sorry, Pri. Absolutely, there's an end. Absolutely. Okay. Yes. Okay. This is it. When you unravel your darkness. Now, darkness isn't just negativity. Darkness is your pain. Okay. Where you've been victimized, where you victimized others. Okay. So it's these places within where we're wounded and we're still believing that there's something wrong with us, that we're not enough, we're not loved, we don't belong, we don't matter, that we're going to be killed or whatever. Okay. You guys, think about this. I seriously have been doing my inner work since 1994. 84. Okay. I'm still doing unraveling. Okay. But it's like if I look at my life then and where I am now, I mean, it's like there's so much more light, so much more opening. Okay. Am I completely done? Not quite. But here's what's up. I'm one of those that will keep coming back. That's what's called bodhisattva. I'll keep coming back, helping and assisting. So even though I wake up, I will still come back and can continue to help. Okay. Not everybody's going to do that. So what happens though, people, is when you reach a certain level of awareness, you merge into the light. Okay. I'm going to share. Way back when my sister and I both used to channel. Okay. That reminds me, she's here. We're going to be recording the experiences of the aliens that she was communicating with. Okay. And about them, just really quickly, is they are here to help people, help to heal the people and help heal the planet. Okay. They're not any bad guys. So anyway, we'll be doing that. But point being is, back in the day, this is in the 70s. In the 70s, we were doing this. So bad things happened, so we shut down. But 8 years later, I decided to channel again. And because I knew and understood, all the different levels and layers of consciousness of spirits where they are, I went direct into the light. Direct, okay? In that light were evolved beings who were merged into oneness with the light, never to incarnate again, but they were full of light. Got it? So when I went into the light, it wasn't they were distinct. I just went up into the light, blinded by the light, and I just asked, can I have a being that would, or, a consciousness that would come through me and channel? And a being came through, called Taz, and that's who I began to channel. That was a being of light that will never incarnate again, okay? This is from Egypt. This being was from Egypt. Now, keep in mind, in Egypt, we were doing initiations. We had the high priestess stuff. We had the initiates. We had people seeking enlightenment. I was there doing that. Okay. So you can stop incarnating. Absolutely. Okay. So let me just see what we got. Okay, hang on. I have a neighbor that I feel is sending harm wishes. Can you clear that yourself? You can. You just have to know how. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so here's another one. I was attacked by, yes, the lizard ones. These are from the reptilian world. These are reptilian beings. I work with those all the time. I was attacked constantly by lizard-looking things as a child. Yes, it's put me into energy work. Does it mean I was dabbling with the interference dark forces before? Am I a hybrid? No, it doesn't mean that, well, you were dealing with the dabbling. Okay, this is different. These are reptilian beings. These are different. This is not dark force. Okay, dark force is completely different. Okay, yeah, so there's a connection. Otherwise, they wouldn't be coming to you. That's the thing, people. Things don't just come to you out of the clear blue. Okay, think about it. Okay. When I was with my ex-husband, I was attacked by dark forces indirectly and had terrifying sleep paralysis, incidents, and I used to wake up with nail scratch marks on my skin. Yes. Okay. Oh, you're just making a statement. Got it. Okay. Okay, hang on. My sister's allies, good aliens, is it possible? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What happened was they communicated. They taught her things. They taught her how to communicate. For example, I think I shared this before. I'm going to do it again. So they were teaching her how to communicate with nature. They were teaching her how to heal her own body. They were teaching her how to heal things, okay? So there was an orchard with all these dead apple trees. And so they told her they taught her how to work with the apple trees. And what happened was, as she went, she learned, they told her what to do. And she communicated with the trees, and the trees communicated with her. And they said, if you give us, if you keep giving us this energy, we will grow apples. It did. Honest to God, for real. Okay. So these aliens are here to help people to care for the earth, care for their bodies, how to use your mind, how to do things. They taught her for 3 years. Every day they were teaching her. Okay. So I learned my things by hands-on healing, doing my own inner work, doing a lot of expanded awareness stuff, but mostly through hands-on healing and my own healing. And I learned things. And also when I would go to different places, like I've been to sacred places, I went to the temples in Egypt. taking groups. I get downloaded, see things, okay? That's how I know what I know, and she knows what she knows, and we know the same thing, okay? We just got it differently. She got it through them teaching her. I got it through, because I clearly I meant to do what I do, okay? So I'm bringing it all forth into the world. Yes. So the Pleiadians, Arcturians, Syrians, they're all like high-level beings. High level, okay? Okay, so gonna have to get going here. Okay, hang on one more thing, and then I go. How to deal with destiny swap, the soul core swap, and left of consciousness, and powers and gifts cause karmic dumb due to forbidden death magic and their dark inorganic agenda. Yeah, you're dealing with all. I mean, there's all kinds of different things. Okay, you get into different religions, you get into different cultures, and you have all kinds of different things that are happening. Every culture has their own thing. Okay, Christianity has the devil. Okay, different ones have different deities and different gods and all that different things. So it goes. There's a lot to it. So I do need to go. So just so you know, today we have a group clearing today. It is the Well of Grief, the third segment of the Well of Grief, and this is dealing with loss of others and self. So all that grief and sadness, okay? So we're clearing that stuff out, all right? So hope to see you there. All right, everyone, thanks for being here. And again, remember, we have Q&A in 2 weeks, same time, same place, Q&A. All right, thanks for being here.